representative for the Honda Racing Vietnam team. It was a learning curve for him the last time he came into Sepang. So he'll be looking to find his momentum once again. Last time round in race 2, he did in race 2, round 2, he did a 2:42.140. That was his fastest time in that round. So he's more or less equaled that time, and we can expect him to be able to drop that further. As this is only the first free practice session so far. But for now, we're looking at Duc Tan's timing there on the bottom right, and Giancarlo Marusio, both in 19th and 21st respectively. They come through turn 15 now, and everyone's going to fight for a slipstream behind Duc Tan there. They're a bit far from to benefit from Duc Tan, but Giancarlo Marusio, he goes faster now at 2:38.540 from him. So that's a good time. It puts him up into 12th. Afizat Supat as well. He goes up into 13th for the SCK Honda Racing team. It looks like April King Moscato has found his way back onto trying to set a hot lap. He's done a 2:48.148 on the last lap. We saw him pulling away just now on the previous lap, so let's see whether he can push further. For now, his teammate doing a decent job in 12th. But for now, actually, we have the top 11 riders all in the pits. I think most of the riders there satisfied with the time they've done in practice and now are giving feedback to the mechanics. And we'll make some adjustments, but I'm just seeing that Nazrul Izzat, Muhammad Shafiq Rosli, they are heading out now for the last 11 minutes of the session. Ooh, big wobble there for Giancarlo. That's gonna rattle his bones a little. That was coming out into turn 6, so definitely a scary moment there. It's high speed, you're full on the gas. And that was what I was mentioning earlier, whereby your suspension, your control of the bike has to be absolutely pinpoint perfect and smooth as you go through these fast flowy bits. But there we can see Ahmad Fazi Sham, and behind him is Hafiza Rofa, both coming out now for the last 10.5 minutes of the session. So they should get about 4 hot laps coming into this. Let's see whether they can drop that time even further. And of course, compared to the race pace in race 2, but race pace generally can be slower. Race pace, last time round, the fastest lap was at 2:35. This time, we have the top 3 doing 2:34s. The fastest time we have recorded has been by Wahyu Aji as well, at 2:31.358. The fastest race lap has been at 2:33.534 by Muhammad Hildan. And in 2022 of this season, it has been in race pace has been at 2:34.867 by Dimas Juli Atmoko. So in regards to race pace, they're well within it, but of course, if you're looking at the fastest qualifying record, that still stands by Wahyu Aji Trilaksana. Coming across the line, there we go, Dimas Juli Atmoko, he improves up into 12th, pushes Giancarlo Marusio down into 14th. Afizat Supat as well, he's gone up into 13th position, so he's improved as well. Murubil Vitoni as well has improved at 2:38.825. April King Moscardo, he's trailing a bit. He's done a 2:40 on that lap, so not exactly where he'd like to be. We know April King Moscardo doesn't do too bad at all at Sepang. He's done a 2:35.350 previously when he came to race 2 of the previous round in Sepang. So he's well off this pace that we're used to seeing him. Eight and a half minutes left now in this session. You can see these riders on screen have not pitted. They've remained on the track and are constantly trying to put out the laps currently. I think they've easily done well over 10 or 12 laps now. Look down there, swerving and weaving about into turn 7 and 8 now. They go through. see the two LFN Indonesia racing team riders still out there on track. There's a team as Julie Atmoko, who's done a good job for the team. Muriel Vitoni as well. He's trying to find his strides and improve further. With just less than 8 minutes remaining now, there's not much time for the riders to push on, so they have to make it now, or they will have to settle for the results as it is. But it is only practice one. There's still plenty of sessions for them to come. The most important thing right now for them is the feedback and relaying the information back to the team so that they can improve for the next sessions to come. One thing I forgot to note, and I did not really notice this well enough, Sharo Shazra Yuzi, the wildcard rider for this round in the Sepang International Circuit, he's up into 5th with a 2:35.972, so that's a great time from the wildcard rider. But for now, we focus back onto Ahmad Fazli Sham and Hafiza Rofa. This is their first flying lap since coming out. And a great onboard shot there from into turn 5 and into turn 6. Ahmad Fazli Sham trying to benefit from the slipstream of his teammate, but right behind them is Gupita Kresna, who's done a good job there to come out behind these two riders, because he knows that right now they have the extra pace. So it would be a very good tactic to just try and slipstream behind them and get the advantage. And speaking of advantage, April King Mascardo has just gone up into 9th, so a very good time coming in from him at 2:36.749. Here's Ahmad Fazli Sham once again on board of him going into turn 11. Second and fourth currently in timing is Ahmad Fazli Sham and Hafiza Rofa. As they come through into 12 and 13. This long left-hander into the right side. And yeah, actually a lot of the top 10 riders have come out now for a last-minute push. There's only 6 minutes remaining, so the likes of Sharo Shazras, I believe, who's just come out, Shafiq Rosli, they're going to have to really push it when they come out. For now, they go down the straight side by side. Momentarily was Hafiza Rofa and Ahmad Fazli Sham. Hafiza now trying to get the slipstream behind his teammate. They come into turn 15. Let's see what they do as they come across the line. But looking at the sector times, this isn't a particularly fast lap from the pair of the 1x2x riders. There you can see Gupita Kresna just having a quick look behind him, trying to see who's trying to benefit from his trying to see who is benefiting from his slipstream. But for now, is these 4 riders with 5 minutes left. You can see that is Izzat Saidi, I believe, that's lashed himself behind the front 3 riders there. You can see once again there, light breeze waving through the flags. It is very fair weather that we're having here at Sepang International Circuit. But the track temperatures are rising slowly. 34.9 degrees Celsius is what we are reading right now. You can see the 2 riders coming out. I believe that's one of the FIM Yamaha racing team riders as well as one of the Cardinals racing team riders. I believe that's Ahmad Afif Amran. They only have 4.5 minutes left, so theoretically, when both Afif Amran and John Emerson and Grito come out, they will have only 1 flying lap, so they have to really get the heat into the tires as they come out and push for that 1 lap. But for now, we're looking at Nazrul Izzat, who's currently fastest in this session at 2:34.745 is what he set on the previous lap. His fastest lap was at 2:34.387. So championship-wise, a win here would be a big, big boost for Nazrul Izzat, but it will depend on the situation coming into the race weekend, because in the Sepang International Circuit with the Underbone class, anything can happen. We just have a huge group of riders fighting it out for the slipstreams, going through all sorts of different lines, and it's really a tough one to call altogether. Now looking back here, here's Ahmad Afif Amran. So it looks like they have not, I don't believe they've set their flying lap yet. I don't think they started the flying lap, sorry. Him and John Emerson Iguito, and Afif's not taking a big risk trying to slow down and have a look behind. He's looking for someone to latch behind for a slipstream, but looking at the time that he has remaining, he has to make it quick. And that's where Izzat is just be confirmed as going back into the pits. Izzat Zaidi, he goes momentarily up now into 5th. Hafiz Arofa, he's improved. He remains 4th. Apologies. So for now, you can see Duktan once again. He's down into 23rd now. A lot of the riders have done at least one flying lap. Ooh, a bit of a moment there for Sharo Shazras as he tries to push on for a faster lap. He's fast through Sector 1 and Sector 2. So let's see what he does. He comes through turn 9 now. Ooh, getting a bit tight there. These 3 riders, Murbil Vitoni there, really nearly touching the rear of Shazras' bike. It looks like Sharo Shazras is a bit unhappy with something on his bike. It didn't look like he had a problem on the exit, but perhaps some sort of technical error popped up as he was going up into turn 9. For now you can see Duktan is just closed up on him. Murbil Vitoni has just made light work, and he just pulled away from these 2 riders, but it's a bit unfortunate for Sharo Shazra. Something must have happened there. I did see chattering coming from the front of his bike into turn 8, so whether it's a suspension issue or some other technical fault that has suddenly popped up. But now follow as they go down the straight. It looks like Sharo Shazra is still going on. It doesn't look like he's going up to the pits, and yeah, definitely. He's coming around turn 15 now, so I'm very curious as to what happened there at turn 9. Because it was a good lap coming in for him, but definitely now it's not going to be anything significant. First and second sector strong, but the third sector that we saw was just unfortunate. Murbil Vitoni, he's had a decent lap time at 2:37.281. That's his fastest lap time of the session. And Aoi Uezu has done a really good job now. He's gone all the way up into 4th with a 2:35.302 for the team, 1 for all. So he's found himself up into the top 4. With just 30 seconds left, that was a great last-minute lap from him. He set the fastest 4th sector, and now through Sector 1, Uezu once again faster there. So let's see what he can do as he comes across the number 521 there on your screens now through turn 4. Japanese rider trying to make as much as he can of the remaining time that he has left. This is the last lap that these riders will complete. Checker flag is coming out at any moment now as they come through turn 6. The checker flag is out, and this will be the conclusion of the Underbone 150 practice run. But for now, we still have some riders trying to set a hot lap. Sharo Shazras, a very good Sector 1 coming in for him, but Uezu there on the limit through turn 8. Yeah, Shazras as well. Not too bad through Sector 2, but not that impressive. We're going to see what happens as he comes through Sector 3. Uezu, he's just bouncing every time he goes through the apexes. Definitely, I think they need to work on the suspension there for him, because that can get really tricky, especially in a race situation. They come to turn 11 now. And a very different riding style from Uezu. You can see the comparison between him and Sharo Shazras there. Uezu is almost always tucking in. Shazras has these moments where he just sits up a bit more. And for now, they come into the back straight. Everyone's going to be battling for slipstreams, but for now, it looks like Sector 3, not too impressive from either riders who are trying to set fast laps in the likes of Sharo Shazras and Uezu. Pierpong Bunlert as well, he's trying to find his way, Pierpong Louis Bumpeng. He's trying to find his way up into this. He's done a very good Sector 1, 2, and 3. They come to turn 15. I think that's Sharo Shazras who's just gone off there. But Uezu now, he's going to try and see what he can do as he comes across the line. Sector 3 wasn't impressive, but Sector 1 and 2 definitely was. He comes across now, doesn't improve, but Giancarlo Mauricio, goes up into 8th. And Pierpong Louis Bumpeng goes up into 6th. So great improvements on that last lap for the 2 riders. And the check flag there you can see being waved, but what a lap that was from Pierpont Louis Bumpeng as well as Giancarlo Mauricio, both doing 235s, a 235.3 for Pierpont and a 235.6 for Giancarlo, putting them nicely into the top 10. Sharo Shazraz did not complete that last lap that we were watching there, so he has to remain into 9th. But it was a decent lap coming in for him, so it was once again sector 3 that was slower for him. But for now, these are the results for the Underbone 150 free practice 1. Nazrul Izad, he's our fastest rider this morning, and Amafazi Sham, he's in 2nd. Wahyu Aji in 3rd. Ayoi Wezu, he's in 4th. Hafiza Rofa in 5th. Pierapong Louis Bumpeng in 6th. Mohammad Izad Zaidi in 7th. Giancarlo Mauricio, he's in 8th. 9th is Sharo Shazraz Yuzi. 10th is Ahmad Afif Amran. 11th, Gupita Kresna. 12th, Muhammad Shafiq Rosli. 13th, April King Mascardo. 14th, Muhammad Aiman Tahiruddin. 15th is Hafid Pratamaditya. 16th is Muhammad Jordan Badaru. 17th, Murabil Vitoni. 18th, John Emerson Inguito. 19th, Dimas Juli Apmoko. 20th, Nguyen Antoine. 21st, Afizat Supa. Shafiq Rasul, he goes in 22nd. Muhammad Kiandra Ramadipa, he's in 23rd. Duktan, he's in 24th. But I must say, that's quite a contrast from what we saw for the likes of Muhammad Kiandra Ramadipa. Finished on the podium last time in Sepang in race 2. So he'll be looking to improve, but these are the results now for the Underbone 150 in practice 1. And a lot of talking points that we have to bring forward into the later sessions and into the remaining days that we have in this round in the Sepang International Circuit. So don't go anywhere, because we're gonna head straight to Mr. Barry Russell, who's gonna have an interview with the riders down at the press conference zone.
Hello and a very warm welcome to round 4 of the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. We're coming to you live from Sepang International Circuit in the heart of Malaysia. It's our second visit to Sepang this year, and this time is a little different because we're running together with the final round of the Malaysia Superbike Championship. And that means we're bringing you not 3 but 4 days of track action beginning today. On this first day, we'll be bringing you some interviews and insights from some of the most exciting contenders in the five classes that belong to ARRC. And we're going to begin with a big bang, because I'm delighted to say that for this first session, I'm joined by 3 of the leading lights from ASB1000. I'm joined by multiple ARRC champion Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman from 1XOX TKKR racing team, and multiple champion Zakwan Zaidi from Asia Dream Racing by Showa, and Haruki Noguchi from SDG Hark Pro Racing. So without further ado, Zakwan, you're holding the microphone, so I guess that means we're going to come to you first. So Zakwan, you've had a busy season so far. Could you tell us a little bit about, just look back a moment to Sugo and race 2. Could you tell us what happened there?
I almost forgot actually in Sugo, but in the actually it's very tough weekend, because after 8 hours and then back to back in the Sugo race, I feel like not 100% fit in my body. And sure, in Sugo track is very unique, and mostly I need more understand to how to go faster, because that track is so much difficult for me. And in the race 2, actually I just my aim is try to get on the podium, but I feel like was struggle everywhere, and then every lap I feel like like limit. So okay, at this time when I see uh, who wait I try to remember. Thai Yamaha rider try to pass me, and I try to maintain in the top three, but difficult for me. Then I don't want to make any risk. I just take maximum point and good for me, and hopefully we need to recover in this in this I think in this round.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about this round,
Mhm.
Zakwan. You always go well at your home circuit here.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your bike, the Honda Asia Dream Racing machine,
Uh,
and how you think you'll go with it here?
Here, for me is yeah. I know because this is my hometown, so I know the circuit very well, and also the different bike is quite difficult because I still need to find something that I can make the bike is more comfortable because this I mean last round Sepang uh, not actually good feeling with bike because I need to understand the new bike before I use the old bike is more easy to understand, but this bike I need more mileage. So for me, when we have last time we have a MSBK race, and hopefully I can understand the bike, and hopefully in this round I can get more I think more performer.
Okay,
Mhm.
and you've got your championship rival sitting to your right there. What's your plan for this weekend?
Ah, actually tough because I quite surprised with the Noguchi. Is very strong in every track. So for me, sure we fight in I think this round is we need to fight and then try to make win in the race one and race two, and hopefully I try my best. It's not easy because we saw the track condition also not so good. So hopefully in Saturday and Sunday is sunny. So I hope so. So sure we try our best.
Yeah, we hope so too.
Yeah.
Zakwan, thank you. Could you be a gentleman and pass the microphone to your left? Left, that's
Sorry.
it. Okay, so Aslan, it's going to be raining on Saturday.
Yeah.
But turning to talking about new bikes, it's fair to say we haven't seen the best of Aslan Shah and the BMW this
Yeah.
season. However, we did see some light in the second race at Sugo when you rode well despite
Yeah.
a pretty nasty injury.
Yeah.
Could
Well,
yeah.
we have a good feeling in race 2 in Sugo. We have some perfect match on the setup. So I was so happy to ride in Sugo in race 2. Was even though I was in behind, but I was so happy to ride that bike. And we're gonna keep that setup and come here and try to have a good race here, or we can adjust a little bit more to become much better.
Yeah. So what's your target for this weekend?
Of course, every race is my target is podium, but we need to see how my bike is going, and I think we have a good chance to race in the home ground, and we're gonna try our best.
Yeah, I mean there is some depth in this field, as you know.
Yeah,
Who do you see as the other strong riders here?
we can see this year Honda quite strong, Yamaha quite strong. So for me, everybody is strong. So I need to fight them and to keep my motivation going and to finish the race in front of them.
Yeah. Any relative strengths or weaknesses between the bikes that could be important?
Well, when we come to Sepang, we know already Honda is very good on the straight line, but I think we have some advantage on the braking also. So we're gonna try that.
Right. Okay. Aslan, thank you. And let's go to the new championship leader and rider who's fair to say, set the series alight this year. Haruki, welcome back to Sepang.
Yep.
You're coming here on the back of 3 successive wins. The first one, of course, in race 2 here at Sepang, and then two in Sugo. So tell us about the rivals you've got here, and what's your strategy going to be this weekend? You have a championship lead now.
First, about Sugo.
Yeah, talk about Sugo.
First, because before I did some preparation before I moved to Sugo, because of Hard Pro is in Japan team, so I joined the All Japan Championship ST1000. Then we got some data and we got some experience.
Yeah, last time here at Sepang, Kazma ran you very close. He was really fast here. What's your strategy for this weekend?
For this weekend?
Yeah.
For this weekend, I think the weather is really difficult for me, because I don't know the this rain condition in this track. So when coming rain in the practice, I just want to get lot of mileage. Let's try.
Okay. Now we're going to go back to the track now. But Haruki Noguchi, Zakwan Zaidi, and Aslan Shah, thank you very much for starting us off today. We're going to go back to the action on track.
So it was a good interview there between the 3 riders, 3 big names from the ASB1000 category: Haruki Noguchi, Zakwan Zaidi, and Aslan Shah. Now we come back to the action on track with the AP250 for practice 1. For now we're following Muhammad Akid Aziz. So far no one has set a fast lap yet. No one has set anything that can be taken as a benchmark. This will be the first flying laps coming through now. Now we're just following Muhammad Akid Aziz into turn 9. Okay, so we're looking at the AP250 Championship. Currently in the team championships, we have the Moto Snapper Manual Tech Racing Team leading with 159 points. Astro Honda Racing Team not too far behind with 128 points. Yamaha Racing Indonesia and the LFN in Indonesia Racing Team, they're trailing down with 93 and 90 points. Previous results, the benchmark, oh, going really off there. Oh dear, that's a big fall there. That is a big fall. I believe that's Adinanta Putra. Gosh, that's a really hard whack as he went down there. It's definitely gonna be feeling that. It looks like he's feeling his shoulder there, trying to check his collarbone, but it looks like he's okay for most of it, but he's just sitting there definitely in shock there, Adinanta Putra. Here's a replay of what happened. He's there with his teammates. As he comes through turn 10, he just gets on the curb, unable to correct it, and he just gets on the gravel. The bike starts spewing out of control, and he takes a real hard whack there to the head. Oh, that's gonna really sting later on. What an unfortunate start to the morning there. You can see that the marshals putting in the work to get the bike off the track. For now we look back at Reza Danica, his team, Adinanta's teammate, who set the fastest lap so far at 2:29.580. Erjan Adnan Firdaus as well, his teammate in second. So what should have been a trio fighting for the fast times has now been reduced to the duo. These pair of riders still making very good progress. Previously the fastest lap time recorded in qualifying was by Andy Muhammad Fadli at 2:25.508. The fastest race lap is done by Aiki Iyoshi at 2:25.6. Now for Reza Danica as he leads the pair of riders. Behind him, Erjan Adnan, his teammate. Both riders having decent performances previously in the Sepang International Circuit, and they'll be looking to capitalize on that and move forward. In front of them there is a name that we're very familiar with, Rinaldo Ratucore. They're going to be very careful there at turn 10. You can see they're taking a slightly tighter line as they come around turn 10 after seeing what happened to Adinanta. So championship-wise, Reza Danica, he's still within a good chance of fighting for the championship, but Andy Muhammad Fadli, so far, he's just pulled away at the points. 101 points is his lead currently. He had a hat-trick of wins from race 2 in round 1 and a double win in round 2. In round 3 was a bit of a tough one for him, however, not able to get a large chunk of points. The gap between the top 2 riders, Andy Muhammad Fadli and Reza Danica, at this point is 22 points. So a pretty healthy lead for Andy Muhammad Fadli, but with a 2-race weekend that we have here in the Sepang National Circuit, anything can happen. And they come across now. Oh, Erjan Adnan Firdaus benefiting from the slipstream of Reza Danica, his teammate. A 2:35.945 for Erjan Adnan. Reza Danica as well improved at 2:36.375. So these two riders setting very good early pace. And Adi Muhammad Fadli as well, he's just come out to start his flying lap. Aiki Yoshi, he's still in the pits, and so is Kau Vietnam. Follow back forward once again. Now this, we're looking at the championship leader, Andy Muhammad Fadli. Right behind him is Muhammad Irfan Haikal. He's a young rider making his way up the ranks. So this will be Andy Muhammad Fadli's first flying lap at Goods. First sector coming in for him, but not as fast as the top 2 currently. So there's plenty of time, just under 20 minutes in this practice session. So he'll be able to claw back that gap and find his way up into the top. With another 2 Hondas looking really, really strong in this session. Here we follow the Moto Sniper Manual Tech Racing Team rider. One of only 2 riders riding the Kawasaki bikes. Only him and Aiki Yoshi are in the Kawasaki's. And Aiki Yoshi as well. He's a rider who has had very good performances here in the Sepang International Circuit. Last time round we saw them battling for the top spots. He had a 3rd place finish in race 1 and a 2nd place in race 2, nearly grabbing the win. Well, he was trying to, but nevertheless Andy Muhammad Fadli was just too strong in both occasions. So we can definitely expect Aiki Yoshi to have a strong performance here once again. Here comes Andy Muhammad Fadli down the back straight. Through sector 3, did a decent job as well. His sector time was not too bad at all. He's well within the likes of the front 2, but Definitely doesn't seem like he's going to be contesting that first spot yet, but he should be placing himself into the top 3 or top 4 positions as he completes his lap. Comes around turn 15. Another rider to look out for is Ray Ratakore. He's doing a decent lap as well. Here comes Adi Muhammad Fadli. He comes across the line. Let's see what he does. He does a 2:29.873. So quite a margin between himself and the front two. Muhammad Sharul Eswan actually is doing a spectacular job in third as well. A 2:29.836. These are tricky conditions at the Sepang International Circuit. Very cool weather that we're having, but so far it's good weather, in the sense that there hasn't been any rainfall as of yet. As we heard, Hasan Shah Kamar Zaman making the comment to Zakwan Zaidi that he predicts it will rain later. So usually riders' predictions are quite spot on, and looking into the distance, it does look like rain might be arriving later on in the day. But for now, we're looking back at Herjan Adnaf Firdaus, his teammate Reza Danica pulling ahead forward slightly. And Leong Nang Se there for the Victoria Racing team. He's in front of the pair of the riders there. Rafit Topan, he set a 2:30.024, but he's gone back into the pits. His teammate Fitriyan Shah, he's running in 6th at 2:29.995. But for now, we're looking at Piawa Patumios, donning that number 188. In 5th position, he's come across with 2:30.006. His fastest time was at 2:29.925. So it's an interesting image that we're getting here. It seems that most of the teams and riders, they're struggling to find the setup in these conditions, in these cooler conditions in the Sepang International Circuit, except for the Astro Honda Racing team. The Astro Honda Racing team are just doing an absolutely remarkable job, and no one is able to match them as of yet. You know, it's like Piawa Patumios, he's slowing down in this lap. He's looking down at his bike, perhaps something that he's not too happy with. But he's definitely not pushing on forward. For now, we're looking at the sector times. Adinanta Putra, he's on a very, very decent lap time actually. So we can expect him to pop up into the top 5. Aiki Yoshi as well, he's come out to start his flying lap, so we're going to see where he ends up. Idlan Hakimi Radwan, by the looks of it, he has come across to start his flying lap. So far, only for the Inibitsu Bunsu Honda Racing team, only his teammate Irfan Haikal has set a lap time. So yeah, we're just looking out for Idlan Hakimi now, whether he's started his flying lap. But for now, we follow Piawat Patumios, who we saw slowed down on this lap. He's constantly looking behind. I think he's trying to find a reference. Definitely trying to look for that slipstream as Piawat Patumios. The 2 Astro Honda Racing team riders have gone back into the pits. Of course, I say 2 because we saw Adinanta Putra previously taking a big fall down the opening lap. So Hujanatna and Reza Danica both going back into the pits. First and second now for the Astro Honda Racing team. Now we follow Piawat Patumios. He goes into turn 15, and it looks like he's going back into the pit. So definitely, I think there was something that he wasn't too happy with as he came through his previous lap. He's just constantly looking down at his the meter on his bike. So perhaps a bit of an issue there with his bike. Aiki Yoshi now coming across through sector 3, and there we can see him now going down the back straight. Aiki Yoshi setting some really good sector times. So definitely this should put him well into the top 5. Andi Muhammad Fadli, he has improved on his previous lap at 2:28.874. But now, for now, it's his teammate Aiki Yoshi into turn 15. Bit of a wobble there, which we're used to seeing on this Kawasaki machinery. The engine braking perhaps a bit more aggressive. But here comes a Japanese rider, number 37 from the Moto Sniper Manual Tech Racing Team comes across the line now at 2:28.962. So he just manages to be right behind his teammate Andy Muhammad Fadli. Gap between the two riders only 0.088 seconds. For now, here's one of the Malaysian riders, Idlan Hakimi Radwan. Idlan Hakimi was in the pits for quite a while, but he has come out now to start his flying lap. This is his first flying lap, his first sector. Not too impressive, about a second slower than the fastest ones we've seen so far, but he should be well within contention to put himself into the top 5 with the sector time. Aldi Satya Mahendra has done a really good lap time at 2:29.097, so that puts him up into 5th. For now, we follow the Idemitsu Bunsu Honda Racing Team rider Idlan Hakimi, goes into turn 9. Being a local Malaysian rider, he's definitely one of the riders who will definitely have a bit more experience here at the Sepang International Circuit. So he should be able to find a decent lap time, but it's going to be a tough call because we have the two Astro Honda Racing Team riders, both the Indonesian riders, Herjan Adnan and Reza Danica, doing an absolutely spectacular job in first and second. Adi Muhammad Fadli and Aiki Yoshi as well. Strong lap times coming in from them. It's going to be a tall ask for the likes of Idlan Hakimi, Muhammad Muzakir, as well as even for Redra Takori, who's down in 12th currently, just struggling to find the pace. He's in the pits now once again. For now, follow Idlan Hakimi. Sector 2 and Sector 3 really disappointing there for Idlan Hakimi, but it is his first flying lap, so definitely he can improve further. For now, let's see what he does as he comes across the line. Number 19 for the Idemitsu Bunsu Honda Racing Team comes across. Now it's a 2:31.565, so he goes up into 12th. But once again, it really just points out further how much of an advantage Astro Honda have in this session so far, because even Andi Muhammad Fadli in 3rd is 2.9 seconds down on the timing that Herjan Adnan and Reza Danica have set so far. So something that the Astro Honda Racing Team has done right is something that no one else in this grid has done right so far, because everyone else is in the 2:28s, 29s, 30s. It's a small gap between the 3rd all the way down into 15th, but between 3rd to 2nd and 1st is just quite a significant gap. But Anggi Setiawan has set a really good lap time for the Yamaha Racing Indonesia team. Oh, bit wobble there from Aldi Satya. But that's a really good lap time for Anggi Setiawan. At 2:28.831, he goes up into 3rd. His teammate that we saw there with the big wobble, Aldi Satya, another 2:29.097 was his fastest. At another 2:29 he has just set there. So you have to feel that if he didn't have that bit of a wobble there, he could have gotten better drive out of turn 15 and definitely improved further. But as I do say that the gap between the Astro Honda Racing riders and the rest are quite significant, one factor we do have to take note of is that Andi Muhammad Fadli was setting that time mostly without any slipstream from his teammates, so he didn't really have much help there. So it can be a very different story as we head into qualifying. Now here we follow Rafid Topan, who's keeping well within the reach of the top 10. He's only less than a second away from the top 5, but he's running in 10th for now at 2:30.024. He's of course aboard the Elephant Indonesia Racing Team. Nine minutes remain in the ARRC AP250 Practice 1 session, and for now we follow Rafid Topan as he goes down the back straight. Behind it there, I believe that's Akid Aziz. Akid Aziz is done a decent time at 2:30.382, but he hasn't made any impression into the top 5, but he's gone past Rafid Topan now. There you can see Aiki Yoshi as well. He's coming to turn 15, getting a bit wild under the brakes there. And there's Rafid Topan. He's going to go back into pits for now. Aiki Yoshi's on a decent lap, actually. It's going to be a really good one as he comes across the line. Let's see whether he improves further. Ooh, and Aiki Oyushi, there we go. Aiki Oyushi up into third, a 2:28.114. So a really good lap time there from Aiki Oyushi. So he pushes his teammate Andy Muhammad Fadli down into fifth for now, and looking back further, Anggi Setiawan in fourth position. He is going back into the pits now. I love that color combination of Anggi Setiawan's suit, gloves, boots, and helmet. Really unique and really striking. And here we're looking at Senthil Chandrasekaran of the Honda Racing India team. Him and his teammate Setu Rajiv, both 17th and 16th, running with 2:33 and 2:35. So I think in comparison, they have managed to close the gap at the timing a bit, but they still have a bit more to find. Previously, they have done 2:29s, but in this session, it has been a tough one for them. But we can see it's a tough one for most of the teams. If we take apart Astra Honda from the grid right now, it's a tough day for everyone. It's almost very similar timings between all of them. But it's just Astra Honda Racing Team who's had such a great advantage in the session so far. As I mentioned, they've just done something right that no other team has done yet for this weekend. So the other teams will be looking at Astra Honda and wondering, how on earth did they get such a good advantage in this condition and in this session? Now we follow Senthil Chandrasekaran, rider number 18 from the Honda Racing India team. You can see that he's just looking behind, and looks like he's going to perhaps head to the pits. It's hard to say whether he's looking for slipstream or trying to head into the pits. For now, behind him, I believe that is the likes of Mohammad Muzakir. Looking back at the front, it's Andy Muhammad Fadli who's come out now for another push to try and find a new setup to get them within the reach of the Astra Honda Racing Team. Rafid Topan as well, right behind Andy Muhammad Fadli. So it looks like perhaps Rafid Topan was just trying to find a bit of a toe and get some slipstream from another rider. Behind him is Fitriyan Shah, his teammate. So trying to do some teamwork and latch behind the likes of Andy Muhammad Fadli. It looks like the two Astra Honda Racing Team riders have come out as well. Hejan Anna and Reza Danica are coming out back on the track for the last 5.5 minutes of this session. So for the riders just coming out, I believe they should have just about one flying lap in this. For these riders on screen now, Rafid Topa and Andy Muhammad Fadli, as well as the likes of Fitriyan Shah, should be able to get another 2 flying laps coming across. For now, here we're looking at Herjan Anna Firdaus, the fastest rider of this session so far from the Astra Honda Racing Team. Go into turn 5 and 6 now. It looks like Reza Danica is not in this picture. So I'm wondering how far Reza Danica is, whether the instructions from the team was just go out on your own, find your own pace currently. Because definitely riding in tandem just now worked very well for them, but doesn't seem like they're going to do that again. And looking behind as well, can't find where Reza Danica is. Going to turn 9 now is Hejan Adna. Bit of a moment there going into turn 9, but making it look very, very smooth there. This is the turn where we saw his teammate Adinat Putra take a really nasty fall. So now here we follow Hejan Adna once again into turn 11. 12 and 13. A very tricky one on the 250 bikes this turn. You have to stay on the gas as much as you can and flip the bike back into the right-hand turn, and it's a double right-hander into turn 14. And then they come across down into the back straight. 46 there on your screens. He will start a flying lap as he comes around turn 15. Looking down the order, Ray Ratkore has improved into 11th at 2:30.176, so that's his fastest lap time of the session so far. But it looks like the 1xOX racing team is really struggling in the 250 class for now. They are all in 11th, 12th, and 13th, so unable to really claw their way into the top 5. But for now, this is the start of the flying lap for Herjan Adnan Firdaus. He goes into turn 1, looking very smooth and calm. But we know from previous occasions that the Hondas in Sepang generally have that extra edge, but in the AP250 class, it has always been Andi Muhammad Fadli, as well as the likes of Aiki Yoshi, who have been really strong in the Kawasaki machine here. But it looks like this time around the Hondas are just that extra bit better. And looking down the order for another Honda, Piawat Batumios in 4th. He's just set a really, really good sector time in the first sector, so keep an eye out for Piawat. This could be a really good lap time coming in from him. He's almost replicated more or less what Reza Danica has done on his previous lap. But for now, it's just under 2.5 minutes left in this AP250 Practice 1 session. And for now, it's still the two Astra Honda Racing Team riders who are up on the front, first and second. For those who just joined us and are wondering where's Adinanta Putra, well, he unfortunately took a tumble on the opening lap, a really nasty fall at turn 10. So he hasn't set any time yet, and we do hope that he's all right. He was conscious and he was up and about. He was grabbing his shoulder for a while, and we could see that he took a really nasty whack right onto the head, right onto the side of his head as well. So our best wishes go out to him, and hopefully we can see him in the second practice session. He was a moment there for Herjan Adnan Firdaus onto the brakes. You can see the front wheel just being squashed and the rear wheel just coming up and nearly going really out of shape there. Herjan Adnan being very calm, composed, and controlled in that situation. He soldiers on forward. Looking at sector times, it's not an improving time coming in from Herjan Adnan or Reza Danica. They will have one more lap coming into this because there is just still a minute and a bit left in this session. Following Herjan Adnan into turn 15. So makes his way around. And definitely this lap time is not going to be anywhere near what they've previously set. And you come across, it's a 2:27, so it's still a very good time actually. It's still miles faster than the riders below them, but for now we follow Herjan Adnan. Let's see what he can do in this last flying lap. Reza Danica, he comes across another 2:27 as well from him. It looks like Aiki Yoshi has just gone, not sure if he's just gone back out on track or gone back in, because if he's come out from the pits now, he really has no time at all to set a fast lap. But here's Piawat Batumios, so he wasn't a very decent lap, but he was just let down by the other sectors besides Sector 1. He seems very strong now in Sector 1, but speaking of Sector 1, Herjan Adnan Firdaus has just set the fastest first sector time of this session. Reza Danica as well, very fast for Sector 1. So this is starting to look very tasty. They could drop that time even further and increase the gap between themselves and the rest of the teams. Ooh, and Piawat, they're very strong into turn 7. Idlan Hakimi as well, taking the inside line there. And it looks almost like a racing situation that we have over here. You see Ray Ratakore, they're just unable to keep up with the pace of these two Honda riders. The Hondas just seem so strong here at Sepang. It looks like both Herjan Adnan and Reza Danica, their second sector has not been too impressive, so they'll have to rely on the third sector to claw back some time if they want to improve further on the time that they have already currently. Of course, it's a bit of a challenge as well since they do not have slipstream. As we saw both of the riders riding mostly alone. But for now, Piawat Batumios is second sector, really decent one. Third sector, not too impressive, but not bad either. You can see there Mohamed Muzakir as well. He's lashed himself behind his teammate Ray Ratakore. Idlan Hakimi as well is going to get decent slipstream, so Idlan as well, he's on a decent lap. He should be able to improve further up into the higher positions. The checker flag is out. They come down now into the front straight. Herjan Adnan Firdaus, looks like they've gone straight back into the pits. They come across the line now. It looks like Idlan Hakimi as well. Yes, he has improved a very decent lap time, a 2:29.714. He goes up into 8th, a really good improvement for him. Herjun Anafridas comes across, he's done another 2:26.945. Reza Danica there on the screens, he's about to take the checkered flag now. Comes across and it's a 2:28. So for now, everyone besides Idlan Hakimi has improved on that final lap. And it was quite a good improvement from Idlan Hakimi to put himself all the way back up into 8th. For now, the big story, the big news is the two Astra Honda Racing Team riders miles ahead, really. 2 seconds ahead of 3rd place. And that is going to be quite a significant gap, and I'm sure a lot of teams are starting to worry seeing the advantage that those riders have. But for now, these are the results for the Asia Road Racing AP250 Practice 1. In 1st place, Herjun Anna Firdaus. 2nd, Reza Danica. 3rd is Aiki Yoshi. 4th is Piawa Patumyos. Anggi Setiawan, he's up into 5th. Andi Mama Fadli in 6th. Aldi Satya Mahendra in 7th. And Idlan Hakimi in 8th. Coming in 9th is Mama Sharul Izwan. 10th, Fitriyan Shah. 11th, Rafit Topan. 12th, Ray Ratukore. 13th is Mama Muzakir Muhammad. 14th is Akid Aziz. 15th, Irfan Haikal Amidi. 16th is Setu Rajiv. 17th is Sentil Chandrasekaran. 18th is Leong Nang Se, and without setting any time is Mama Adinanta Putra and Kao Vietnam. welcome back once again to the morning action. We have the ARRC Supersport 600 class practice 1 session. But we also have the double, which is the MSBK 600 category with us here. We'll give you a bit more information on which is the separation between the MSBK and the Asia Road Racing class in a bit. But for now, we follow Azra Hakim Anwar. For now, we keep on following with the rider number 20, Azra Hakim Anwar on the Bunseo Honda Racing Team machinery. We have 3 of the riders on track for the Bunseo Honda Racing Team: Khairul Idham Pawi, Azra Hakim Anwar, Mohammad Helmi Azman. So the reason why we have the MSBK and the Supersport 600 class racing together, because the regulations are more or less the same between both the MSBK and the Asia Road Racing Championship, so the gap in time shouldn't be too distant. Because in the MSBK 600 class, anyways, we had a lot of the Asia Road Racing riders who were competing as well. But for now, we're looking down the order. That's Irfan Ardian Shah on the Astra Honda Racing Team. Andy Farid, he's still in the pit, so he's coming out just as we mentioned him there. For now, that's Irfan Ardian Shah. Behind him is Nakarin. He'll be looking to get a good result here. He's done really decently in Sepang previously. Last run, he had a 4th place finish, just shy of the podium by 5 seconds. Championship-wise as well, he's sitting strong in 3rd. So double 4th place for him in Sugo, a 4th place in race 2 for the Sepang in round 2, and a 5th place in race 1. So currently with the lead in the championship, definitely the advantage hands out to Helmi Azman. He managed to claw a bit more of an advantage by getting a final podium spot in the 2nd race in Sugo. So 104 points, he leads by 22 points from Andi Farid Izdihar on the Astra Honda Racing Team. Nakarin is down into 3rd, not too far at all. And neither is Khairul Idham Pawi. Kip is not too far at all. He's in 4th, still with a chance to claw back championship points. And if you look at the team standings as well, the Bunseo Honda Racing Team, they have a healthy lead of 33 points from the Astra Honda Racing Team. Ooh, there goes Chip Nakarin. Oh, getting really wild there into turn 9. Aggressive in, and looked like he was about to hold it well, but a huge wobble just let him down. But yeah, speaking of championship, so 33 points down from Bunseo Honda Racing Team is the Astra Honda Racing Team. And Honda Racing Thailand, 38 points under the Astra Honda Racing Team. So currently it's quite a decent gap between all of them, but there's still chances to claw back the championship. It's not that great of a gap, but it is significant enough to give a quite a healthy lead for the Bunseo Honda Racing Team. You can see there, Chip Nakarin really pushing it hard, trying to get past Irfan Ardian Shah, but Irfan Ardian Shah just really smooth so far. And here comes Chip Nakarin again. It looks almost like he's battling for the victory in a race. Into turn 15, aggressive inside line, but he's making it stick now. He comes around really well, oh, getting on the green bits there. on the exit of turn 15 was Nakarin. Comes across and he does set the fastest lap of the session so far. 2 minute 12.467 for Nakarin. Here we go. This is Muhammad Ibrahim Nordin. So he'll be coming around for his first flying lap. And it's a really good one for him. Fastest through sector 1, 2s, and 3. And he comes down now. Looks like he's got good drive coming out. And it will be the fastest lap time so far. 2 minute 12.286 from Ibrahim Nordin. And behind him, Galang Hendra doing a really good time. A 2 minute 12.371. But I do say really good time in inverted commas. It is relevant to the conditions of the track, and because it is just the first session of this weekend for these riders, because the fastest lap previously has been set by Andy Farid at 209.347, nearly touching the 2 minute 8 barrier. But the fastest in the race lap, the fastest race lap record was done by Ibrahim Nordin in round 2. Here we follow on with Galang Hendra. Galang Hendra, of course, on the Yamaha Racing Indonesia bike on the Yamaha YZF R6. Looking down the order, Andy Farid has just set the fastest first sector, second sector, and the third sector. So definitely Andy Farid, he's about to take the fastest lap if he stitches up the last 2 corners well. Being the previous lap record holder, we know that he's very strong here. He enjoys the Sepang International Circuit. Now we follow his fellow countryman, Galang Hendra. Here we go. Andy Farid now goes fastest at 2 minute 10.191. And again, it's an Astro Honda Racing Team rider who gaps the rest of the field by nearly 2 seconds. So Astro Honda Racing Team, their mechanics have really put in the right work. And it's really showing in the results so far in these practice sessions. But for now, we're focusing on Galang Hendra on the Yamaha YZF R6. In front of him is another rider on the Yamaha YZF R6, and the likes of Ibrahim Nordin. Ibrahim was faster through sector 1 and 2, but sector 3 not too strong from him. We shall see as they come around turn 15. Galang Hendra looking quite composed. They come for the run down to the line. Ibrahim, he comes across with a 2 minute 12.246, his fastest lap. Galang Hendra now goes up into third, a 2 minute 12.137. It's a pretty good lap time from him. Andy Farid has just set an even faster second sector. So Andy Farid, he's just going on attack mode already. He's already looking untouchable. He's only set 1 flying lap, but he's looking really, really strong so far. We still have a number of riders who haven't set their fast lap times. No flying lap done by the likes of Khairul Idam Pawi. Kondanai as well hasn't set a lap. Both the Racer Castro Power One Ultimate Racing Team riders, Santrim Nanda and Himanish Amla, they have yet to set a time as well. For now, Helmi Azman, he goes faster into second. A 2 minute 11.704, still 1.5 seconds behind the likes of Andy Farid on screen right now. Kritchap Point as well, he goes up into fourth. So the Honda Racing Thailand team having a decent outing so far. Third and fourth, Nakarin and Kritchap Point. For now, here's Andy Farid into turn 15. Andy Farid now, it's the run down to the line. He has had a really good second sector, but sector 3 and 4, sector 3. So it's the first and the third sector that wasn't great for Andy Farid, because sector 2 and sector 4 were his fastest sectors of this session and the fastest sectors amongst all riders so far. And Chip Nakarin, he goes up into second, but still 1.3 seconds trailing behind Andy Farid. He's just set a really remarkable pace, but for now, Andy Farid, he soldiers on. Looking back, it's Kritchapon run right now with a 2:11.803. Speaking of sectors just now, right as we switch to Kritchapon, Andy Farid has set the fastest first sector of the session, and Nakarin as well. He's going faster, but for now, Focus back onto his teammate, Krichaporn. Rider number 35 from Thailand. On the Honda Racing Thailand machinery, the CBR 600 RR. Krichaporn having a look behind, and that will definitely be something that slows him down this lap, so we don't expect this lap to be an improving one for him. But as this is going on, the other Honda on the other side of the pit, Andy Farid, setting a really fast second sector. Nakarin as well, he's improving through laps as well. He's got the likes of Andy Farid in front of him, so he's going to have a good reference point there. For now, we follow Nakarin, apologies, Krichaporn. It looks like he's going to head back into the pits, perhaps making some slight adjustments to his bike. Still plenty of time in the session, 15 minutes, so he can get in, do a quick adjustment change to the setup. We're looking back at Andy Farid, fastest through Sector 1 and 2, but Sector 3 again has been a bit of his weak point. I mean, it's still a very strong third sector, but he hasn't improved on it so far in the rest of these laps. Through turn 15 now, it's Andy Farid. This could be a 2:09 again from him. He'll be the first rider to drop below the 2:10s. He'll be close to his lap record time, but it just wasn't to be. It looks like Sector 4 really slowed him down there, because Sector 1 and 2, he was blisteringly fast. It looks like, I think I saw Nakarin there going back into the pits as well. He had a slowdown in Sector 3, so that will be the end of that push for now for Nakarin. For now, here's Andy Farid, who's still leading the front, and now we're looking back at Galang Hendra. Galang Hendra not doing too bad at all. He's running in 5th, 2:12.137. But if you compare it to the likes of the time that Andy Farid has set, it looks quite distant, but between the 2nd all the way down to 10th, the gap is not too significant yet. It's all pretty much bunched up within about a second. And also Galang Hendra as well. He's going back into the pit. So off the top 10, only Andy Farid, Irfan Ardian Shah, and Ratapang Willirot, they're the only riders still out on track currently. For now, here's Sota Furuyama. Sota currently running in 13th position. He should improve on this lap. Comes across the line. 2:19.410. He goes up into 12th. He is, of course, aboard the Victor Racing Team, the Japanese rider. Victor Racing Team using the Yamaha YZF R6 as well. So for now, the only riders out on track is Irfan Ardian Shah. It looks like, Irfan Ardian Shah, Ratapang Willirot, and Andy Farid, as well as the likes of Ramdan Rossi, I believe, has just come out. Sota Furuyama and Keito Abe. It looks like Sota, he's still pushing on for a lap. He's improved through the first sector. So has Keito Abe as well. And for now, Andy Farid looks like he's going to head back into the pits. He's really slowed down through sectors 2 and 3. Sota Furuyama, the Japanese rider on the Victor Racing Team bike, comes to turn 7 and 8. He's faster through sector 2, so it will be an improvement for Sota. Sota riding with the number 12 on his front of his bike. Comes to turn 10 now, to the long right-hander into 11. And yeah, definitely confirmed already that Andy Farid has gone back into the pits. So the top 6 riders all in the pits. Perhaps trying to find an extra bit of setup that they can use to push for the last 10 minutes of the session. Irfan Ardian Shah, he's still out on track. Ratapang as well, he's still out there. 7th and 8th are both of the riders that, from the Astro Honda Racing Team and the Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. Random Rusty, he's on a very good improving lap, so a good sector 1 from him, so he should be improving. But for now, Sota Furuyama, this should be a good lap coming in from him. He's improved throughout all 3 sectors, and it's all about that turn 15 to get the drive down to the line. Comes across, it's a 2:18.854, so he does improve a little bit more. He still has to find a bit more of a few more seconds to be really in contention for the top 10. Sota Furuyama has definitely had a lot of experience with the Victor Racing team as well. He has competed in the All Japan Road Racing Championship as well in the stock 600 class. So he'll be pretty familiar with the bike that he's riding. It's definitely a challenge coming into Sepang, with a lot of the riders really favoring this track and really being able to push for these fast lap times. Ibrahim Noureddin now, he's out on track. He's come up for his second push now, second outing. 11 minutes left in this session. Ibrahim Noureddin is one rider that I really do enjoy watching. His aggressive style going to corners, especially the likes of turn 9 and turn 4, is really something to behold. And Ibrahim is just one of those riders who is so consistent that he can always pull that surprise for the victory when he has that slight advantage. For now, just 10.5 minutes remaining, and we follow Ibrahim Noureddin now into the back straight. Rider number 66 from the SIC racing team. It's going to be a lonely weekend though for Ibrahim Noureddin, as he's the only SIC racing team rider in this Superstock 600 class. Fly Ibrahim Noureddin, he's come across the line to start his first flying lap of his second outing. We follow him on that beautiful red and black livery of the Yamaha YZF R6. I do give credit to Ibrahim for choosing that very bright fluorescent helmet. It makes it very easy to pick him out. But for now, we're looking at Muhammad Ramdan Rosli, who was having a decent session. He's currently positioned in 11th with a 2 minute 15.545. Local Malaysian rider, he's come back into racing for the season midway. Speaking of another Malaysian, Azra Hakim Anwar, who's very strong in this category, has not really set a time that we would say could contest for a victory as of yet. He's gone out for his earliest session with a 2:13.429 and came in after just a few laps and has yet to come back out again. But for now, Irfan Adiansyah, he's on his second push as well. A 2 minute 12.428 is the fastest lap time he set in this session. His previous lap time was a 2:13.184. Track temperature is just staying steady at 38.6 degrees Celsius, whereas for some people 38.6 degrees might sound quite warm and hot, but in comparison, Sepang, we're used to seeing well over 50 degrees Celsius as track temperatures, so in comparison, these are really cool track temperatures that we're having. Irfan Adiansyah, he comes across now at 2:14.879, so getting a bit slower now. It's Irfan Adiansyah, perhaps tire coming into play, tire fatigue. For now, just 8 minutes remain in the Supersport 600 class. Here we follow another local rider, Muhammad Helmi Azman, the young Malaysian, currently leading the championship. So Helmi doing a good job so far. He's up into third, a 2 minute 11.704. So he's come out now and he'll be looking to improve further. Definitely something has changed on the bike. He'll definitely have relate some information to try and get that extra advantage. Because for now, the temperatures and the conditions, very gloomy, and it doesn't really look like it's going to rain as of yet. And if we're seeing conditions like this in race, they definitely need to find something extra to keep up with the likes of the Andi Farid Izdihar, who is just miles faster with 1.3 seconds of a gap between himself and Nakarin. So here's Muhammad Fairozi. Muhammad Fairozi so far is set at 2:14.9, so not too bad at all. He'll be looking to find at least an extra 2 seconds to be within that top 5 battle. Here we flow Mohammed Ibrahim Nordin. He's done a really good sector 1. Not too far of a gap from that time between his sector and Adi Farid's fastest lap sector. Sector 2 as well, coming in very good. So this looks like to be a good lap coming in from Ibrahim. Follow through now as Ibrahim. He goes down into turn 9. Definitely going to see some tail kicking out there. You can see there. It's a little bit of a slide from Ibrahim. He likes that movement on the rear. A bit of a bounce there as he came up into turn 9. Into 10 and 11 now is Ibrahim Nordin for the SIC racing team. Just looking out for the third sector. You can see there he's really pushing that rear tire, moving all over the place under him. And into 13 and 14 now is Mohammed Ibrahim. It looks like the third sector just not satisfactory from Ibrahim. It's nowhere near the third sector of Andi Farid. Comes now down through the back straight. So let's see whether Ibrahim can improve on this lap. It looks like it's a good lap, a decent one coming in for him. Might be able to make his way up into the top 5s. It's turn 15 now. Looking composed and calm is Ibrahim. Ooh, getting really on the limits there. It was nearly on the green strip of the exit of turn 15. He comes across and it is an improvement. A 2:12.094, so he goes 5th fastest currently. Behind him there you can see his fellow countryman Helmi Azman. Helmi comes across a 2:12.562, a good 4th sector, but all the other sectors letting him down. Here's Galang Hendra. He currently runs his 6th. Just been apologies, that's Ratapong Willarat. Ratapong, he's doing a decent job so far in 8th, a 2:13.034. There's still a little bit more to be desired for Ratapong. Ratapong previously in the race 2 of round 2, he was able to do a 2:10.804, but it wasn't a round full of incidents for the likes of Ratapong. Definitely, he has done some very strong lap times here at the Sepang International Circuit, and we know a 2:13 is nowhere near what he's capable of doing. We know he can do much better than this. But the conditions are tricky. We saw all the riders more or less a bit worried about the conditions that we're facing today. It's gloomy, it's not sunny. Going full of Ratapong into turn 9. Rider number 56 from the Yamaha Thailand racing team. Into turn 10, looking very smooth and composed, but in terms of sector times, hasn't popped up on my screens yet. Because this is his outlap, apologies, I think. I'll get confirmation on that in a bit, but for now we follow Ratapong through 12 and 13 into the double right-hander and into the penultimate corner, turn 14. Rider number 56, Ratapong, goes now down into the back straight. Should be a decent lap time coming in for Ratapong. Looking for at the rest of the riders in the grid. By judging from their sector times, no one's really set for an improvement. Looks like Mohammad Fairozi, he's done good through sectors 1 and 3. Now we follow Ratapong as he comes down the line, and it looks like it's not going to be enough to improve further. Follow Ratapong now into turn 1. A bit of a slide there from the rear tire of his bike. He came across with a 2:13.425. So nearly identical to his fastest lap so far. Left side Nakarin, he's improved his time at 2:11.116, but he still remains in second. Helmi Osman has done another 2:11.844, so Helmi's being really consistent with there. I think that is Azra Hakim Anwar. That is, who comes across now, improves up into 6th at 2:11.993. So good improvements coming in from Azra Hakim Anwar. But the picture that we're getting right now, and as we're looking at Azra, so it just something that really took my attention was in the top 6 currently, the only rider that's not a Honda is Ibrahim Nordin. So you can see the dominance that Honda really has here at the Sepang International Circuit. They're just better equipped, it seems, as a bike for this circuit. Perhaps it could be the long flowy corners that suits the Honda's chassis. Because looking at the top speed wise, it's almost identical between all the bikes and manufacturers. It's only in the ASB1000 category where we can see the likes of the Hondas really having that extra grunt. But I think for the CBR 600s, it's just that chassis, that smooth chassis that is more suitable for these long flowy corners. And here's Azrai now going into turn 9. So far he hasn't improved his first or second sector timing. Helmi Osman hasn't improved his second sector or the first one either. His third sector, quite a decent one. So here's Azra Hakim Anwar, and behind him, an interesting turn of events. Khairul Inabawi hasn't set a lap time yet, so it's interesting. Kip is coming out now for his first flying lap, and we'll see whether he'll even make it in time to get across the checkered flag, because there's quite a distance behind Azra Hakim Anwar. Azra comes across at 2 minute 12.169, and yes, Khairul Inabawi will just make it across to start a flying lap. So 27 minutes and 45 seconds he was in the pits. I'm suspecting it must be some sort of technical error issue with the bike. Whoa, massive slide there from Inabawi. Big wheelie there as well from Inabawi. So it looks like Inabawi is really trying to just, whoa, another wobble there into turn 3. So looking really sketchy there for the Malaysian rider. Big slides coming out. Oh, who's this is falling down? I believe that is Nakarin, Chip Nakarin for the Honda Racing Talent team. What an unfortunate end to the session. So it was right at the tail end. Looks like this was perhaps at turn 5 or 6. Because this looks like it's looking at the front straight, I believe. That's a fast crash there for Chip Nakarin. We're following Inabawi, who's done a decent first and second sector. Actually, his second sector is really a good time. He should be able to make his way into the top 10. It's a bit unfortunate. I was really hoping to see what Inabawi could bring to the table this time around, because I think he's been improving throughout every run that we've seen him. He's definitely a rider with so much experience, and he'll definitely want to bounce back after Sugo. A really unfortunate performance for him there. He wasn't able to fight into the top spots. But this is his time to find redemption. He can claw his way back up into the top 3. It's not too far at all. And even for the championship lead, it's still quite a possibility, but it's quite a distance. But for now, we follow Khairul Inabawi as he comes down the back straight into turn 15 now is Inabawi. Let's see what he does. He's done a really good sector 3 as well. I'm predicting he'll fit somewhere right in 9th or 8th, between 7th to 9th, more or less. He comes across the line now at 2 minute 12.939, so it's a 10th place for Khairul Inabawi, just under Ratapang Wilerot. And for now, the checker flag is out for the Asia Road Racing Supersport 600 and the MSBK 600 category. The results are as follows. Andy fired with a blistering time of a 2 minute 10.191. Nakarin with an unfortunate fall at the end there, 2 minute 11.002. Azra Hakim Anwar in 3rd. Helmi Azman 4th. Krichaporn in 5th. Muhammad Ibrahim in 6th. Galang Hendra Pratama at 7th. Irfan Ardiansha in 8th. 9th is Ratapang Wilarot. 10th Khairul Inabawi. 11th Muhammad Fairozi. 12th Keito Abe. 13th Muhammad Ramdan Rosli. 14th Sota Furuyama. 15th is Chang Chi Ying, and with no time is Kondanai, and as well as the likes of Ullah Santrup Nanda and Himanish Amla. So that concludes the Supersport 600 and the MSBK 600 Free Practice 1, and we'll head to Barry Russell, who will interview some of the riders.
Welcome back to the Media Centre at Sepang International Circuit. We're here today doing interviews between practice sessions with some of the leading riders from the 5 classes that make up the FIM Asia Road Racing Championship. And I'm stoked to say that we have 2 of the most exciting riders in the AP250 in the AP250 class with me right now. We have Ronaldo Ratakuri from 1XOX TKKR Racing and Hurjan Atna from Astra Honda Racing. And Hurjan, I'd like to begin with you. Hurjan, you had a good race at Sugo. It seemed to go well there and you scored a podium. Talk a little bit about your experience at Sugo.
Okay. Sugo was a nice circuit, but actually I a little bit struggle in Sugo because it's only three weeks from my injuries, so I still have pain in Sugo. But well, I get lucky because leader in the front of me crashed, but Sugo was up and down, you know. Like still get pain, but I on the podium.
Yeah, it was a very good result. And what do you think you've learned? We've done 3 rounds now. This is round 4. What have you learned so far this season?
I learned a lot from these 3 rounds. How to work with the team, how to set up the bike, how to fight in the top group, and so I'm ready for this round.
What do you think your particular strengths are as a racer?
I have normally I have a good pace in the circuit.
Yeah, well, you showed some good pace this morning because you were fastest in free practice 1. So talk a little bit about the track.
The track was good. Not much setting from round 2, so we have the data from round 2, and so I good feeling on the bike also this morning.
Okay, and what are you expecting from this round? What are your objectives?
I start this round with the good result in the FP1, so I hope I can on the podium or maybe winner. I try.
Hurjan, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, and let's move now to Ray Ratakuri from 1XOX TKKR Racing. Ray, it's good to see you here. Could you make some general comment about this racing class, AP250, as one of the more experienced riders here?
This class, I think a very nice class because many young riders coming this class, and now until round 1, from round 1 to round 4, I think maybe young rider coming fast. Also Herjun, Aldi, I'm Fatli, Reza, I think very nice rider because every race he get the more improve his bike very fast than round by round.
And so, as you say by implication, you are one of the more experienced riders here. What do you think your particular strengths are?
This race, I think very nice race because Sepang track need more skill because I think all rider same skill. Then other circuit, Sepang very complete the track, high speed corner, low corner, and then high speed corner.
And where do you feel the most confident, or what do you love most about this track? Which parts of the track?
I like this track because my bike need the Sepang track because Sepang track many corner and then need more skill.
Right, and in round 2 wasn't so good to you at Sepang.
Yes.
What are you going to do differently this time?
Round 2, I have a problem this my bike, and then race 2 I crash. Now I have more data for this track, and my bike I try to discuss with my mechanic, set up a bike. Now I'll try the new spec for suspension, front suspension.
Okay, and how are you on top speed compared to the other bikes?
Yamaha top speed compare the Kawasaki and Honda bike. I think more different because Honda and Kawasaki very fast and to my bike.
Ray, thank you. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do this weekend.
Thank you very much.
And Herjun, we're looking forward to seeing how you can continue your momentum from Sugo. Thank you very much, Ray Ratakuri and Herjun Atna. We'll be back in between the next practice session with some more interviews with more riders. We'll see you then.
Enough.
Welcome back to the action with the ARRC Asia Superbike 1000. There you can see already the championship leader, Haruki Noguchi. He's the man who's going to be on a good charge. He's had a good result the last time round in Sepang. So Haruki last time round in Sepang, he took his debut victory in the second race, so he will have sweet, sweet memories coming back into the legendary circuit here. Last time round he won with a decent healthy gap of 4 seconds in race 2. Then we went to Sugo. Once again it was Haruki who was such a star performer. A double win for him, putting his championship points 124. So it's a hat-trick of victories for Haruki. He'll be looking to try and increase that lead further and further. You can see Azan Shah, Kamar Zaman right behind Haruki. Behind them as well is Anupap Sarmun, Gary Salim as well. And everyone is trying to look at Haruki and see what is he doing that's so different. What can we learn from Haruki? It's definitely going to be a charge for it for Azan Shah. We heard him in the interview with Barry earlier. He said that he was happy actually with how the bike was behaving in Sugo. So I think he'll definitely be looking forward to trying to contest for a podium once again at his home turf. Azan Shah, in regards to the championship, he's just dropped really far. He had a DNF in round 1, race 1, DNF in round 2, race 1 as well. He's collected a handful of points. He's gotten a total championship standing of 10th with 33 points. Here comes Azan Shah Kamar Zaman. He goes up into the front, but he goes really, really wide there. Haruki just takes his position back in. The fastest time so far comes from Zakwan Zaidi on the Honda Asia Dream Racing with Showa team. Apiwat Wantananon, he's into second. Azan Shah with 213.344, he's in third. Now through turn 4 there is Haruki and Azan Shah. These pair of riders just still within arm's reach of each other. But the both of them hitting the 213s and 214s, so we'll see whether they can improve on this next lap. Still 33 minutes remaining, so plenty of time for these times to drop further. Looks like temperatures are rising slightly, but it's still very gloomy over the Sepang International Circuit. 39.4 degrees Celsius is the track temperature currently. Right behind the likes of Azan Shah. Ooh, what's going on the inside of Haruki now? So behind Haruki now is Anupap Sarmun. I believe that is Gary Salim who's behind Anupap. Now we follow Azan Shah, who's on a decent lap, good sector 1 and sector 2, but so is Zakwan Zaidi. He's really on a hot lap. Cosma Daniel, who's not in the picture currently, he's at the fastest first, second and third sector. So he's coming across now, and it's a 2-minute 8.191 from Cosma Daniel. So Cosma right now blitzing the pack in regards to timing, but we do know the fastest timing that we've seen is from Marcus Reiterberger, which is still a remarkable timing that I can't really fathom, a 2-minute 4.762. The fastest lap of the race last time in round 2 was a 2-minute 7.485 by Cosma Daniel. So the benchmark timing definitely within the 2-minute 7s, possibly able to drop into 2-minute 6 depending on the conditions. For now, Cosma Daniel, he still leads with the 2-minute 8.191. Zakwan Zaidi did improve with a 2-minute 9.021. Apiwat Wantananon, a 2-minute 9.572. Gary Salim, a 2-minute 10.275. Anupapi goes into 5th with a 2-minute 10.339. Azan Shah and Haruki Noguchi, they're both still trading positions, and they are in 7th and 8th. Here is Cosma Daniel, the current fastest rider of the session. He's just gone faster through sector 2. Cosma, really, he's one of those riders who is such a character and such a talented rider. with experiences all throughout the local championships in Malaysia and even in the World Championships, in the Moto2 World Championship. He's definitely someone who brings plenty of experience. We know he's definitely someone who can always bring the fight on. Sector 3 not so impressive from Kasma Daniel. Adam Norton is yet to set a flying lap. He went back to the pits momentarily, but he is setting it now. But now here comes Kasma Daniel, round turn 15. I don't think there's going to be a faster lap for Kasma as he comes across the line. It's a 2-minute, oh, it is a fast time, a 2-minute 8.181. So he's improved by 0.01 seconds. Looking down the order, Takuya Suda, he's set the 2-minute 15.395. He's gone back into the pits. For now, we have of the 16 riders, of the top 16 riders, we have 15 riders out on track. The likes of Michael Luke Stone, Kuchi Yan, Rajini Krishnan, they are still in the pits for now. Now across comes Haruki Noguchi. Doesn't improve. Kasman Daniel also doesn't improve, and Passaway as well does not improve on this lap. Kasman Daniel, he's gone faster through sector 1. Looking back down the order, we see there the likes of Adam Nordin. He's gone up into 10th at 2-minute 11.946. So Adam Nordin, he's another one of the experienced riders. Besides the likes of many experienced riders that we have here. Adam Nordin, he's spent quite a number of seasons in the CEV Moto2 Championship. Oh, someone's fallen down there. I believe that is... I think that's Gary Salim that's crashed out there. Yeah, that's at turn 4. So an unfortunate tumble there for Gary Salim. We just saw him behind the likes of Adam Nordin. He's trying to push on. It looks like the lever guards just come off his bike as well. So an unfortunate early fall for Gary Salim, but he looks fine. It wasn't too bad of a fall, and he should be able to get the bike back to the pits and fixed up for the remainder of the session. For now, we follow Zakwan Zaidi, who's running in second. Rider number 21 from the Honda Asia Dream Racing Team. Kasman Daniel's just gone faster again through sector 3, so look out for his name. He might pop into the 207s. As Kasma Daniel comes across, he does. A 2-minute 7.763 from Kasma. Zakwan Zaidi, it's not looking like a really brilliant lap coming in from Zakwan. Oh, big moment there on brakes for Zakwan Zaidi. Whoa, what a save that was from him. That was really wild going into turn 15 there for him. He's really trying to push on, but ooh, what a save that was. Let's see the replay of what happened there. He goes down onto the brakes. The rear wheel just pops up a little bit and goes really sideways, and whew, what a save that was from him. Now he soldiers on and continues for another flying lap. Apiwat Wangtananon, he goes faster now at 208.919. He goes up into second. Kasma Daniel, he's set another fast first sector. Melissa Haruki Noguchi, he's got the fastest top speed currently at 297.5 kilometers per hour down the speed trap, but still all the way down in 10th. So perhaps still some setup that needs to be altered for Haruki to find the lap times that we've seen him do previously. Hasan Shakam Zaman as well, he's gone back into the pits. A 2-minute 10.957 was the fastest he could do so far. Zakwan Zaidi now, not a bad first sector from him and a decent second sector, but it's not going to be faster. It's not going to beat his fastest lap so far. Speaking of fastest laps, Kasman Daniel just set the fastest first and second sector once again. But sector 3 seemingly a bit weaker for him. But now we follow Zakwan Zaidi, the rear tail there just kicking out a bit as he comes through turn 10 and turn 11, apologies. Looks like Zakwan now is just struggling to find a bit more traction because he set a 2-minute 9.0, but ever since that lap time, he's just unable to really get the gas on. And Kasma's just come across with another faster lap time a 2 minute 7.607. Now he follows Zakwanzadi again into turn 15, and this is where we saw the big moment for him, and he's struggling to get the bike slowed down once again. Looks a bit out of shape for Zakwanzadi. I do believe he's running that medium option on the rear tire. Perhaps he still needs a couple more laps to get the tire really into its optimum zone. But for now, into turn 1 is Zakwanzadi. Came across right now is the likes of AP1. Looks like Anupabi's gone up into 5th. Adam Norden, he's gone up into 6th, so improvements there from both of the riders, both doing a 2 minute 10.0. So good steady improvements coming in from Adam and Anupap. For now, we follow Zakwanzadi. Looks like there was a bit of chatter there. I think that's the harder option front tire that Zakwan is using there with the white stripe on the side. Here we're looking at Yuki Ito. Yuki doing a very good job, a 2 minute 9.429. He's up into 4th. The top speeds, the fastest top speeds really coming in from the Hondas currently. Pasawit's bike as well doing a 293.5 through the speed trap, but the BMW from Azan Shah doing really good at 295.9 on the previous lap. Now following Yuki Ito as he goes into turn 4. The hard braking before the right-hander in a small uphill run before going downhill again into the left-hander of turn 5. And this is where they have to hold the throttle slightly and then come into the flip of turn 6. And then it's onto the gas, trying to make sure the traction on the rear keeps steady as you open up the taps. And then it's the hard braking into turn 7 and 8. It's a double apex turn. A few different lines can be taken into turn 7 and 8, but it's a risky one if you try and take away from the regular racing line that is there. And into turn 9 now is Yuki Ito. A bit of chatter there as he went down on the brakes, but nothing to phase him too badly for the Japanese rider. For Yuki Ito now. He passes turn 11 steadily, and sector 2 is a decent one for him. It should be a slightly faster lap from him, I believe. He could find himself getting past Zakwanzadi's time, but he's gonna have to really stitch this last turn perfectly. It comes across now into the back straight, and it is an improved sector 3 for Yuki Ito, so we could be looking at a potential 2 minute 8 lap time from Yuki. Comes into turn 15 now. Yuki looking very calm and composed. He comes now into the run down to the line. It takes the start-finish line with a 2 minute 9.236. So he does improve, but only by 0.2 seconds. So he remains in 4th. Whether it's Sepang really a twist in the tail. It's rare that we see gloomy weather like this. Usually it just gets gloomy and rains instantly, or it gets gloomy for a while and gets absolutely scorching hot. For now we're looking at the likes of Adam Norden's bike with the 1XOX BMW TKKR team. Bringing the work on Adam's bike currently. For now looking down the order, we have the MSBK Racing team, MSBK Racing Championship riders, Mama Shukri Matsuki there on screen, with from the Esra Racing team. In front of Mama Shukri as well, it's Mama Farid Badrul. Mama Farid Badrul currently, in regards to time, he hasn't set anything that we expect from him. He's only done a 219.218, and we know that he's capable of much more. So he comes across the line now. It's another. Oh, so sorry. That was his out lap. So he starts his new flying lap now. He was in the pits for about 8 minutes. And once again at the Malaysia Superbike Championship, we're looking at Osama Marai, who's currently running in 12th position overall. Hard on the brakes in turn 9 is Osama. Goes uphill now into turn 10. Osama, the only rider that raised real heels from Yemen. Comes to turn 11. It's rider number 44 from the Malaysia Superbike Championship now into turn 12 and 13. It looks like time-wise he will improve a bit further. Yes, there's an improvement through sector 3 as well for him, so it could be the lower 2-minute 17s coming in from Osama Mariai. For now, we have most of the riders in the pits. We have more or less about 16, 15 riders who are back in the pits for now. It's a long 40-minute practice session, so plenty of time for everyone to change the setup, find the right settings that they need, to find the small bit of improvements that can always make the difference coming into race day. So Osama Mariai, he does improve into the 2-minute 16.255. He's racing for the Savitar racing team. And behind him there, I believe that was Azlan Shah Kamruzaman. Looking back at the pits, this is Gary Salim's bike, the CBR 1000 Triple R from the Honda Asia Dream racing team. Next to him there, you can see the bike of Zakwan Zaidi, who currently runs in 3rd. So currently we only have 5 riders out on track. One of those is on your screen right now, Muhammad Farid Badrul, who's improving through this lap currently, but still it looks miles off what we're used to seeing from him. So Farid Badrul now, he comes down to the line and he takes a start-finish line with a 2-minute 15.254, so it's a good improvement for him. Jumps up by 5 or 6 positions with a 2:15.254. Now looking at the Malaysia Superbike Championship once again, we have Michael Luke Stone, number 555. He set so far a 2-minute 23.112. He comes into turn 5 and 6 now. The weather's still looking very gloomy over Sepang. I keep repeating that, but just simply because it's so different from what we're used to seeing here. It's not sunny, it's not raining. Usually it's always on the other end of the extremes. For now we have something where it's quite pleasant actually, the weather here today. For now we're following Michael Luxon once again into turn 9. He has improved through his 2nd sector, so he should be fighting for a higher position now. But for now, one rider which I've noticed who hasn't set a lap time at all has been Rajini Krishnan. He came out momentarily, but he's gone straight back into the pits, perhaps something that's not sitting well with him. But Azlan Shah Kamruzaman, he improves his lap time at 2-minute 10.568. So he goes up into 9th. So currently in the ASB1000 class, it's really a Kasman Daniel who has that large advantage of a 1.3 second gap. He's the one that's looking really comfortable so far in this session, and it's a bit of a warning shot from Kasma. He's showing that he's capable of really setting in these amazing lap times. He's letting everyone know that he's coming to get the victory. He wants to find his way back up onto the top step of the podium, especially with Sugo being a decent performance from him. He had a 2nd place in the first race, and a 4th place in race 2. And back in Sepang in round 2 as well, Kasma Daniel, he managed to get the win in the first race and a 4th place once again in race 2. Now we keep following Michael Luke Stone, who's improved into the 2-minute 22.242. For now it's still just 5 riders out on track, including Azlan Shah Kamruzaman. Farid Badrul as well, he's trying to set a faster lap time, but looking at every lap that he goes, he's just unable to break into the lower 2-minute 11s. He's still stuck at 2-minute 15.254. The last lap he's done is 2-minute 15.9 as well, so plenty of work to be done for Farid Badwell and the Horizon Racing team. For now, here's Michael Luke Stone. We're still following him on his second flying lap in a row. Looking back at the pit there, you can see Cosma Daniel's bike being worked on by the Yamaha Racing Team ASEAN. Next to him is Yuki Ito's bike. I must say the Yamaha YZF R1 that they have brought to this championship is an absolutely beautiful piece of machinery to look at. And we're looking once again at the Malaysia Superbike Championship. It's Kuchi Yen aboard the Mobile Loop Suzuki Racing Team bike, the Suzuki Gixxer 1000. You can see him just entering the pits. Of course, debuting in this championship for the Mobile Loop Suzuki Racing Team is Takuya Suda, who currently did a 2:15.395 and hasn't improved from that since. And here's Michael Luke Stone once again, rider number 555. And here we're looking at Teo Yu Jo from the Malaysia Superbike Championship. A 2:18.936 from him. Previously he has set a 2-minute 16 and a 2-minute 15.9 if I remember correctly. So still plenty more to be found for Teo Yu Jo. But everything can be a factor when it comes to the race days, the practices, the qualifyings. Definitely for a lot of the riders, they would have expected either a downpour or really hot sunny weather, and if the setup wasn't really suited for this kind of conditions, and if this wasn't predicted, it will be difficult for the riders and the team to adapt the bike to the conditions, and it's definitely a step that they need to take forward to try and get that setup correct, because there's still another day of practice and qualifying tomorrow. They still can make a lot of changes to the bikes, tuning the setup before the race 1 and race 2 on Saturday and Sunday. You can see Haruki Noguchi, he's come out now. He's behind there in our frame. We follow Teo Yu Jo as he comes around turn 15. Looks like it's not an improving lap from him. Oh, so I think this was his out lap. He went to the pits momentarily. You can see Haruki Noguchi now chasing up behind him. Here comes Haruki Noguchi into turn 1. He's going to get a bit of traffic there with Teo Yu Jo in front of him because the pace gap is quite significant. Haruki Noguchi just trying to get past like Teo Yu Jo. Teo Yu Jo going very wide, and Haruki's going to have to try and find his way back on the inside of him. Here comes Haruki now. He makes light work of passing the rider number 16, Teo Yu Jo. Comes through turn 4. Let's see what the sector time looks like. It's not going to be a good first sector because he had to make that pass first. So Haruki now goes into turn 6. I really do love the way Haruki rides. It's something so unique about the way he does it. He's so aggressive, yet he makes it look so easy. Comes now around turn 7 and 8. We follow Haruki now into turn 11. And looking at the second sector time for him, it's not impressive either. So I think Haruki's still trying to get that heat into the tire. He's not really setting the lap time that we expect from him yet. Follow Haruki into turn 14, the penultimate turn before the long backhand straight. And this is where the Hondas can really open up the taps and use that extra top speed to their advantage. And much like the helmet that Haruki's wearing, the Shinya Nakano design with the 2 eyes on top, I must say the way that Haruki rides really, to me, resembles a bit of Shinya Nakano, and it's really impressive from the way he does it. It's so unique, and really no other rider in this championship has ridden like the way Haruki has ridden so far. This time around, it looks like he's struggling in the first practice session, but let's see now. Haruki on a fresh flying lap. Let's see what that first sector looks like. Comes around turn 3 looking quite good. Goes into the braking of turn 4, and it's a decent first sector from him. Not as fast as Kasuma's first sector, but it's definitely an improvement. Going now into turn 5, and this is where you can really see Haruki's riding style. The way he just holds that corner, the way he hangs off, and just drops his shoulder down, flat, almost parallel to the tarmac. Now into turn 7 and 8. You can see the way he's riding. It looks abrupt. It's not as smooth as we see for some other riders, but he just makes it so easy to watch. And into turn 9 now is Haruki. With 10 minutes remaining, a lot of the riders have come out now. Zakwan has come out, Yuki Ito has come out, Adam Nordin, Pasawit, as well as Takuya Suda. Follow Haruki. Second sector looking decent for him. Once again, it's just not anywhere near the lap time that we've seen Kasuma Daniel do. Definitely nowhere near what we've seen a lot of these riders do previously in round 2. It can be the factor of track conditions, the weather. But for now, through turn 14, there was Haruki looking quite calm and composed. Follow Haruki Noguchi now into turn 15, and through sector 3, Haruki did a decent time, so he'll definitely improve up a few positions as he comes across the line. Through turn 15, looking good for Haruki, getting right on the edge of the rumble strip there of turn 15. Comes across with a 2-minute 9.216. He improves up into 4th position, pushes Yuki Ito and co down a position. Oh, getting really wide there under the base of turn 1. And looking back down the other desk, Pasawit. So it starts in fresh flying lap now. His fastest lap time has been a 2-minute 10.256. He sits in 10th. So Pasawit aboard the Astemo SI racing with Thai Honda. Follow Pasawit now through turn 3, looking quite smooth aboard the CBR 1000 RRR into turn 4. No drama there to report. Now it's the uphill drive into turn 5 and then downhill into 5 and 6. Just 8.5 minutes remain now in this practice 1 session for the ASB 1000 and MSBK 1000 categories. And for now, one rider who still has yet to set a lap time is Rajini Krishnan. Must be an issue with the bike somewhere. Because he came out momentarily, but just didn't set a flying lap, so must be an issue somewhere with his bike. But for now, here's Pasawit into turn 9. Looking at the lap time, the sector times coming in for him, nothing improving so far. Kasuma Daniel, he's still in the pits. It's interesting to see whether he wants to go out for one quick push of about 2 or 3 laps, or whether he just seems content with the pace that they've set and are just saving the bike and his energy for the sessions later and in tomorrow's session. Of course, for today we will have only the practice 1 and practice 2 sessions across all the categories. Tomorrow we will have qualifying practice 3 as well as qualifying 1 and 2, especially for this category for the ASB 1000 and MSBK 1000. Tomorrow also we will see the practice sessions for the TVS Asia 1 Make Championship, the Yamaha Y16 ZR Masterclass, the MSBK 250 class. They will all appear tomorrow. And then when we come into Saturday, we will have the qualifying for the TVS category, the warm-ups across all categories, the qualifying for the Yamaha Y16 ZR Masterclass, MSBK 250, followed by the race ones across all the categories. And on Sunday, there'll be the final battle for race 2 across all the championship and class. Takuya Suda, he improves up into 11th with a 2-minute 12.713. Fari Badrul, before he has entered the pits, he managed to set a 2-minute 14.241. And there's Azan Shah Kamruzaman, who's come out for his second push in this session. Currently sitting in 6th, so not a bad position at all for Azan Shah Kamruzaman. Look back once again at Pasawit, who's still stuck in 10th. He's not able to improve further, so I think the setup not really working in his favor currently. I do believe that's Zakwan Zaidi who appeared on our screens momentarily, and it is Zakwan Zaidi. Good through Sector 1 and Sector 2 is Zakwan. Here's Azan Shah Kamruzaman, who's starting on his out lap, so his flying lap will come as he comes across the start-finish line. Haruki Noguchi on an improvement through Sector 2 and Sector 3. So as we come to the conclusion of this Practice 1 session, it looks like everyone's starting to push a bit more. Everyone's found that setup that's suiting their riding a bit better now. And Zakwan Zaidi at the bottom of our screens as he comes across. Sector 3, not too impressive from him. It's still a decent one, so maybe Zakwan can improve by a couple of tenths. Here we look at Azan Shah as he starts his first flying lap. He comes around turn 15. Haruki Noguchi goes faster. He goes up into 4th position at 2-minute 9.216 as the championship leader. Zakwan Zaidi improves as well at 2-minute 8.5. And here we look back at Haruki Noguchi, the ASB1000 championship leader, currently running in 4th. We follow Haruki now through turn 3 into the braking zone of turn 4. Sector 1, decent but not faster for him. Apiwat Wantananon, he's on a very good first and second sector. He's improving through this lap. But for now we follow Haruki Noguchi into turn 5 and 6. But I'm feeling Haruki Noguchi and a decent lap coming in for him. Sector 2 was a good one. It's an improvement for him, but Apiwa Wantananon, he's on a really fast lap coming through. And in comparison to Haruki, it looks like Haruki's really struggling on this lap. And Apiwa does improve into a 208.293. Apiwa goes second fastest now. So he pushes Zakwan Zaidi down into 3rd. Haruki Noguchi now, he comes across Sector 3, and it's not an improvement for him, so he's still struggling on this lap. But Apiwat finding some extra wind there as he came across for the previous lap, and through Sector 1 this time around though, it's almost a second slower, so Apiwat slowing down on this lap that he's trying to set. Haruki Noguchi comes across, and he somehow improved on a lap where he only did the second sector 2 better, so a 209.156 for Haruki. And here's an onboard shot at turn 5 for Apiwat. Looks like it's on a slow down lap for him. He's not going, he's not really pushing further. And there we're having a look at Anupap as well. Anupap Sarmoon. Anupap currently running in 6th, 209.667. Now looking at the front there's Gary Salim. Gary Salim is improving through Sector 2, so let's see what he does through Sector 3. Takuya Suda, he's also improved at 211.155. He still remains in 11th, but for now that's really good improvements coming in from Takuya. He's brought himself within closer reach of the top 10 riders. Here we follow Zakwan Zaidi, who's not improving through Sector 1 or Sector 2. So Zakwan's struggling a bit, and all these factors can play a part in this practice. It could be some of the riders and teams maybe just looking for a race pace, so it's not going to be a very, very fast lap time coming in, maybe within the mid 209s or the lower 209s. Some riders will be looking for that qualifying time, will be running the softer option tires. For now, Cosmo Daniel is out on track trying to set his lap times again. And it looks like the sector times are good for Cosmo, but they're not improving. Now here's Zakwan Zaidi into turn 15. No improvements coming in from this lap. Takuya Suda, he's on a very good improvement on his lap as well. So Takuya Suda might be looking into the 2-minute 10s already. Zakwan Zaidi comes across at 2-minute 8.951. So nowhere near his fastest lap time. Looking for Takuya Suda, he's improved through sector 3 as well. Alsan Shah Kamru Zaman, he's improved to 209.522. Yuki Ito, he's come out for the remaining 20 seconds, so I think it's a bit too little too late for Yuki Ito right now to come out. But for now, we follow Gary Salim. And Gary Salim not improving to sector 1 and sector 2, so it looks like he will remain where he is. But Takuya Suda goes 8th fastest now. He finds a 209.808, so really good improvements from Takuya Suda. Cosmo Daniel takes a checkered flag at 208.137, but what an improvement that has been in this later part of the session. So Takuya Suda now looking really at a potential top 5 fight as we make our way into the weekend. But definitely conditions will change come tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday as race days. Takuya Suda looking really good now. Anupap Sarmun looking on a decent lap as well. Takuya Suda again, he's improving. Gary Salim, however, he's not improved throughout sector 1s, 2 and 3. So Gary Salim should remain 10th for now. As he comes around turn 15, he will take the checkered flag to conclude the session for himself. Gary Salim now comes across and he comes down with a 2-minute 10.8, so not an improvement, but here comes Anupap Sarmun. Anupap does a 2-minute 10.866, so no improvements for him. And I believe that was Apiwat as well that was with him, so they both remain in the positions that they were. And there's Haruki Noguchi, he comes across the line. It wasn't an improving lap for him, a 2-minute 9.840, so Haruki just unable to find that lap time that we've seen him do before within the 2-minute 7s. But now Zakwan Zaidi, he goes back to the pits. We still have Yuki Ito, Aslan Shah Kamru Zaman, Takuya Suda. Takuya Suda, he's improved through sector 1, decent through sector 2, but sector 3 letting him down. Yuki Ito comes across, he remains 5th. For now we just wait for the remaining few riders who are still out on track. There's Farid Badrul coming across now. He's just said it's he's just come out for a second flying first flying lap after that long break, and he's done a 2-minute 13.994. He's improved but remains 12th. So these are the results for the ASB1000 Practice 1 as well as the MSBK 1000. Cosmo Daniel, he's the fastest rider at 2 minutes 7.6. Kapiwat in second, Zakwan Zaidi in third, Haruki Noguchi, he's in fourth. Our championship leader, Yuki Ito in fifth, Azan Shah in sixth, Anupap Sarmun, he's in seventh, Takuya Suda, late charge, he's in eighth. Ninth is Adam Noureddin, 10th, Gary Salim, Pasawit in 11th, Farid Badrul in 12th, Osama Mariai, he's in 13th, Mama Shukri in 14th, Raja Nazim 15th, Tioyu Joe, he's in 16th. In 17th is T Wee Jin, 18th is Kuchi Yan, 19th is Michael Luke Stone, and Rajini Krishna not setting a time in the Practice 1 session. So that concludes our ASB 1000 and MSBK 1000 Practice 1 sessions, as well as our morning sessions for today. But we will head to Barry Russell, who will interview our Asian Supersport 600 riders as well as the Underbone riders. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the third in our rolling press conference that we're running today. This is the third round, and this time we're going to be talking to two of the leading lights in the 600 class. So I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Astra Honda's Andy Farid Izdihar and Azroy Hakim Anwar of Boon Siu Honda. And so, Andy, let's start with you, and perhaps before we talk about what's going on today, perhaps you could just reflect a little bit on the season so far for you. It's been an interesting one, right?
Yeah, this year it's been a nice race for me, from the round 1 in Buriram, also round 2 in Sepang, and last round was Sugo. It's been a nice race.
Yeah, in two of those races, in round 1 and round 3, you had to pick up the bike and finish after
in race 2 especially.
after running out the front, right?
Yes.
Could you talk about what happened at Sugo?
Yeah, in Sugo, honestly, I want to win because that day was my birthday. So I need to win the race, but finally I falling. So yeah, I lost the championship point. It's my mistake. So this is I learn about this for the future.
Okay, and here we are. You've been out on track once already, and you led the free practice 1.
Yes.
Convincingly. What was your feeling for the first session this morning?
This morning, yeah, we already talked from yesterday about the which setting we will use, because we already have the data from round 2, and also last time I was joining Malaysian Superbike here, so we have many data, and finally we try the best one, and FP1 this morning was good, so I think we will continue this direction.
Okay, Andy, thank you, and we look forward to seeing what you're going to do later on.
Thank you.
If you could be kind enough to pass the microphone to your right. Azroy, it's great to see you here.
Yes, thank you.
On home territory, of course. Could you just give us your feeling about ARRC after the first 3 rounds and your own performance?
If I throw back, my first round in Thailand, I missed the race because I have COVID. Then later on in the Sepang, in the race 1, I fought on the podium and finished 3rd. But during race 2, I crashed. Then in Sugo, we have a good weekend, but local rider Japanese was very fast, and also Andy. And I only managed to get between in the top 5, but overall, not so good weekend. But yeah, on the podium is very to be on the podium very tough. But yeah, during this weekend we try everything for the championship.
Yeah, and of course you've been out this morning as well. What's your feeling about the track and the track condition?
My feeling on the bike little bit different, because last time I was riding the Malaysian Superbike 1000cc, but coming back to 600, big difference. So I need take more lap, and also today condition not so bad. But yeah, we see how will goes for the FP2.
All right, Azroy, thank you, and good luck for the rest of this this long weekend of racing.
Thank you.
And while Azroy was speaking, we were joined by another Indonesian hero, Galang Hendra Pratama. Galang, welcome. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Sorry, I was late.
What would you say? You are, of course, riding Yamaha for Yamaha Indonesia.
Yeah.
What's your feeling about the Yamaha so far this season?
Well, yeah, this is my first season in Supersport 600 in Asia Road Racing. Yeah, actually, I need to to do more time to setting up the bike, because the bike is quite different than in World Supersport last year. Especially is the tire, Pirelli and Dunlop, and also Yamaha is the actually they have a good package, but this year also Honda has the new bike, so we have a new challenge to improving what we can do, and we getting there actually in every race.
It seems so. And so here at Sepang, what's your feeling about Sepang circuit and what's your favorite part of it?
Well, Sepang is so technical for me actually. This is my second time to race in Sepang full track. Yeah, so actually I really like the track. It has a really fast corner. It not so tired as Sugo actually. I prefer more Sepang, and for Yamaha bike is we have advantage in fast corner. So yeah, for me it's not really bad for our bike.
So what's your objective for this weekend, this long weekend?
Yeah, this weekend we start practice on Thursday. Yeah, I think it's good. We can do so many time on the track, and also we can work with the team to check the data more day. And yeah, my target this weekend actually same as the other round. P5 top 5 is the target, but if I see the possibility to get the top 3, I will push to get the podium.
That sounds good. Galang, good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you to Galang Hendra Pratamata, Azroy Hakim Anua, and Andy Farid Istihar for joining us. Good luck for the rest of the weekend, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with you after the next session for some more rider interviews. Thank you very much. Welcome back, and we're joined this time by two of the most exciting riders in the Underbone series. I'm joined by Izzat Zaidi from Pittsbike JRT One Way, and by April King Moscado from UMA Racing MMR Yamaha Philippines. Thank you for joining, guys. Izzat, good to see you here. You are currently leading the standings. It's not a big lead, but you've moved into the lead with your performance in Sugo. How would you rate your performance this season out of 10?
Firstly, I want to say thank you to invite me in interview. This year, saya rasa performance yang terbaik pada tahun ini.
Okay. And now that you're at the top, does it feel different? Is your strategy going to change?
I think no. My strategy is plan A. Plan A is plan A.
Plan A is plan A, and plan B?
No.
No plan B. I admire you. And so far, you've performed better in the other rounds than here at home. So, what are you going to do differently this time?
Ia satu semangat. Saya berlumba di hometown Malaysia dan saya harap saya dapat collect point yang semaksimum yang mungkin untuk fight overall championship pada tahun ini.
Okay. Well, good luck. And
Thank you.
is there anything you'd like to say to your army of fans here in Malaysia?
Jangan lupa support Asia Road Racing pada minggu ni. Sokonglah berlumba Malaysia.
Remember where you heard it. So if you'd be kind enough to pass the microphone to the good-looking gentleman on your right, April King Moscado.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you here. We've been watching you closely all season because you came here with a very strong reputation from the Philippines. You've finished every race, and finally you got on the podium at Sugo. So how does that make you feel? And what did it take you to make that step up to the podium?
It made me feel happy and blessed, and I did not expect to be on the podium, especially I'm back of the grid, but I did my very best.
Okay, and what's your thought about the Yamaha machine in terms of its performance, its strengths and weaknesses?
It's an honor to ride a Yamaha bike because they build my mechanics. They build a strong engine and smooth handling, and good for me, a good riding bike.
Okay, and you're well established with this team now. And so, what do you aim to do for round 4, April?
Hopefully, I end this race safe and sound, and I will do my very best for my team and for my country.
I think we know that you always give the 100%.
100%.
And we're also aware that there are many fans watching you. So, what would you like to say to your friends and fans in the Philippines?
To all my Filipino, supportahan niyo po kami sa parating naming laban, karera this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Thank you.
April King Moscado, thank you so much. Izzat Zaidi,
Thank you.
too, and the best of luck to both of you this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll be back soon with another series of rider interviews.